Hey, what's going on everybody? This is G The Hypersapien, and in this video we're going to take a look at Kromlechs, Gnawzilla. Now this model is so big that I've got my phone up so high in the air and it still can't fit it properly into frame. So it's attached to my light and my phone holder, but it can only go so high. But you get two baggies for this, a smaller one with his legs and his weapons, huge bag here with the body of the Gnawzilla, and you get this little carriage part that the orcs ride in. But let's bust this open and have a look at Gnawzilla. What an amazing model though, so many pieces, but it's all quite straightforward. But we'll put some of this to the side and we'll have a look. So much. Oh, these little bits, I don't know if they've broken off. So I've zoomed in quite a bit so you don't miss any of these juicy details. So look at the way the skin is folded over the toes. All this detail. You can even see how detailed it is. You can even see the bone underneath the skin. So you have the skin over the toenails or the claws. You have a bit of texture here where the knuckle is. And then you have this bone, and you can see where the bone goes up into the foot. That is just a beautiful detail. There's texture on his muscles, and you can see these parts. This would be where the bone comes up. So it looks like some of it's organic. This looks like it would actually be the beast itself's armor plates. So it's scales or whatever. And then you have some metal parts on the organic bits. Just to add little bits, has some dags and other little bits and pieces. Can't go anywhere without an orky skull. So you can see the two different styles of feet as well. Like an arm, and then you have more like a leg with some feet and hands. Look at that though. Look at that. That is just lovely. A little bit of clean up here. You can see that you just need a hobby knife to clean this. So you basically just slowly scrape it until it's clean. Don't go too crazy. Has all these little divots here. Like a bit of wear and tear. This beast being so big, he's obviously been around for a while. So it's sort of like plates that an armadillo or something like that would have. Got to have the skulls. But yeah, you can see this is different from this one. Right, spread out a little bit more. The toes, look at the detail though. It's lovely. You can see that you have to clean up this little bit. And obviously when you get a big pair of clippers, you don't want to use little tiny clippers. Clip these off and you're just going to have to clean up that. So you want to get it as flush as you can to the miniature though. Last leg here. Nice little bit of detail here. A split in its skin where it's been torn and they've just stapled it up. Now I have to have a look at the head. I've seen this before, but it's just beautiful. Look at that. You can see they have these two little holes here and they have these pegs here so it slides, gives it a little bit more strength. Look at that though, look at that. That is amazing. Kind of reminds me of stuff from Gears of War. I guess some of Kromlech's designers like their Gears of War. Now it has this detail here, it does get a bit lost. So maybe you might want to have these parts separated, paint them separately just so you can get in here. Because you can see once it's on, it's a little bit hard to get to the back of that mouth there. So I might clean these up and paint them separately. But we'll see. It's not that important. Basically detail you can't see that much. You know, people aren't going to notice it that much when you have all this rest of this huge beast. But I'm just a bit of a picky git. But we'll look at his face first, the top of his head. Look at that. I just love this. I could look at this for hours. Now as you can see the top palette here. Has some fleshy parts at the back. Just all different texture though. the teeth. Oh, and they look like baby teeth or wisdom teeth that haven't quite come through. Nice top teeth there. The top teeth are really nice, and then you have these tusks. Look at his face though, really detailed eyes, lovely sculpt, lovely cast, really well done, stitched up here. Some Humi git probably tried to do something to him, stitched that up. Has these plates on the side of his face. Don't know why I keep on calling it him, it could be a female. Maybe she gives birth to the killer Gnaws. Gotta have your skulls, as many skulls as you can fit on a miniature. Just all these brackets and braces. Different panels. Then we have the bottom jaw. Yet again, just lovely detail in the folds of the skin. There's these brackets around his teeth and this capped tooth here. You can even see little holes in the teeth. Nice big tongue here with a lot of detail and texture on it. Really nice. Then you have all the weapons here. Now I don't know what these broken parts or these parts were from. Or maybe it's just off here. Maybe it's off this part. Not quite sure where they go. So if you have Gnawzilla, let me know where these go. But yeah, it looks like they've come off the support here, so they're not actually snapped off a gun or a weapon, so that's good news. Take a look at it individually. So this looks like it's a scrap cannon. And look at that, it's got this hatch on the back. For all the dumb gits, you've got these arrows pointing to the button. Like, oh, where's the button? Oh, this one. This is what you fire it with. We'll just press that button. Oh, should I shoot? Are we ready? Just little details like that are humorous and just funny though. Then this is a different weapon. Looks like it would do some sort of shock damage, generating power into the tip. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, just so much detail. I just get lost in these, even when I do reviews, just looking at it and just, they're mind-blowing, really. Like this one piece will take ages to paint really, because just so many different bits and pieces. Because these coils here are obviously going to generate heat or energy. But yeah, so much lovely details on this. Another huge amazing gun here. You've got to clip it off the supports. But yeah, this is lovely. This is like a las cannon or rifle of some kind. So it's like a brace for the gun. Yeah, you can see some scratches. Lovely detail. Got to have the skull. That's the way it would be sitting as well. Kind of like a frame for a cannon sitting on the beast, and then you have your gun or whatever coming out. So it gives it a little bit more movement. They can move it up and down and whatnot. Got to have your skull though. And then as I showed before, these must go on here, so they came off the frame. We have the nice big base. Then we have the beast's body. So this is huge. Which obviously goes on top here. You can see that they have these parts that you slot together when it's on its support. But I'll probably do an updated video once I give it a good scrub, clean. You've got to clean the resin, even though it doesn't feel that sticky. But I'll clean the resin, prime it, and put it together, and then we'll probably have another update if you want, once it's built together, just so you can see it in all its glory. Yeah, that obviously goes on the back here. Still so much detail. Look at these individually now. Anyway, you clean this off. This is where the support would be. But look at all this detail. You've got dags and checkers. And you see this metal's been sort of damaged and ripped up. They probably just bolted it on. You've got this little part here, probably to hold on to climb up. So this is probably a door here. So much detail going on though. Goes together. Look at that. Look how lovely that looks. Quick look on the inside. So you can see this must be a door that this hatch comes up and opens. Has this little lock mechanism there. Nice floor here. Box there. You know, they can fix it up. You've got this huge wrench here. Now this is the other half of the carriage. Yet again, all these different textures. An Orky symbol, 2 different choppers, an axe and a sword or a saber. Yet again, you've got some different Orky looking parts, some checkers. More checkers on the side here. It gives you so many different painting opportunities. This looks like sort of brass, metal. Then you have all this. You can paint these different colours as well. Some reds or yellows or whatever. On the inside of this one, you've got a few loose shells. And then you've got to have your orc skull. It's almost like where's Wally, but where's the orc skull? There he is. And then last but not least, we have this huge body. Now, as I showed before, it has these different textures here. So it has this grid sort of looking part. Just lovely details. Skull, nice skull here. But look at this. You've got the organic plates from the beast. And then you've got these metal plates here. Rivets and bolts. And then they've put on some of the metal parts onto the actual beast scales or plates. Armor plates. And then he has this sort of necklace piece coming around. Looks cool. It has a skull there and some dags. And then on the other side you have a skull. Just look at that though. I mean, I keep on just mentioning what it is. You can kind of see it. Just these organic plates again. And then they've put on some decoration. Orcs seem to love to decorate stuff. It's like they're interior decorators in their spare time. He's got a little chunky tail. It's not that long, but it's a nice little chunky one. Kind of like a turtle would have. Like a sea turtle. And then underneath the beast, you can see these squares is where the limbs would go on. Fit into place. Kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. Yeah, they fit into place quite nicely. Might need a bit of green stuff around here just to fill these gaps really well. Nice clean squares. You have to clean up the line here, this mould line. Yeah, look at all the details on its underbelly. A lot of this is going to be hidden, obviously, on the base when you mount it. But just lovely textures. All these flaps and grooves where the muscles and the skin is just draped over the beast. More soft flesh. And then it goes more into like scales or harder skin. You hear the harder skin, it starts going into the harder skin. Where it starts becoming more wrinkly and more textured. And then it builds up into the plates. And you see as well, has this shape here that the face goes onto, so obviously it's going to be hard with the support. That's just going to slide in there. Might need to clean up this part here. It probably was on a huge support. So this is a huge, heavy, chunky bit of resin. You could throw this at someone and kill them. That is just huge and heavy. It's the most heaviest, chunky bit of resin I've got. But that's my Kromlech Gnawzilla review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you could please like, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. But this is G The Hypersapien, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.